How to tell her that her vagina smells.
Well, you kind of did it. Do it on a podcast, like Johnny told.
Yeah, you can just start a podcast and then
talk
get
about
5
her.
listeners, and one of them is her.
And then keep hinting that you want her to listen to it.
Yeah,
like, hey, you listen to my pod yet?
Like, hey, yeah, dude, it's blowing up. You should
I really like your opinion on it.
How to tell her that her vagina smells. Hey, boys, love the podcast. So I'm in a bind. I don't know if it's bad luck or if I'm manifesting it or both, but I've been on a run lately of hooking up with girls who have had really bad smelling vaginas.
Damn.
I'm not just saying this to be crude or shallow. It's a real thing. Oh, buddy, I feel you. It is a real thing. I started dating this woman who I really, really like. We've had sex 3 times, and 2 of those times, her pussy smelled really funky, like so much so that I didn't want to go down on her. I want to date her, and I really like her, but I can't go on this way. How do I tell her about her stank pussy without hurting her feelings?
You're going to hurt her feelings.
Well, one, you don't call it a stank pussy, first of all.
Don't tell her that.
Well, thank you, Jimmy from Fort Worth for writing in. We really appreciate it.
Her stank pussy. He's one of those Texas dudes who are a little like they got some
spitting tobacco out
stank.
As he tells her.
He's got a little bit of that like urban black dude talk, but he's country at the same time.
Yeah. He's a country black dude.
Yeah.
Who open carries. I imagine Jimmy from Fort Worth has an open carry permit, works in the oil rigs, and he calls his girl his old lady after 3 dates of seeing her.
Exactly.
He's spitting tobacco out like Clint Eastwood in the 70s. Now listen here. Make sure you've got some dripping. Make sure you got some tobacco juice dripping from your chin as you lovingly tell her that her cunt stinks. What did you say? Stank pussy. No, this is a thing, dude. I actually remember the summer of 2020, I went on a run of hooking up with chicks that had smelly pussy. Here's the thing. There's a couple of things you have to ask yourself. What kind of stank is it, right? Is it simply that she's been at work all day, or you hooked up with her in the summer in August and you went out to dinner, you're in the Texas heat. It's humid. You're both kind of moving around. There'll be some funk to it. I personally like a little bit of funk on I don't mind it sometimes. You know it's
a pussy, yeah.
Or is it that, the other one, did she just have her period recently?
The pH balance could be off.
So the pH balance could be off a little bit. So chicks that just coming off their period, even girls that I've been with that have had immaculate vaginas, every now and then will have that little that smells like pennies. You know what I mean? They just came out of that hint of copper in their pussy smell.
It's almost like it's like a wet food market. What is that in China?
A wet market?
It's like a wet market.
Did
China.
Wuhan did the Wuhan flu? Did the coronavirus start in this chick's pussy? I don't know. But so those 2 things can be worked around. If it is that kind of stench, and if you fucked enough, Yeah. If it is that kind of stench, hang in there. It's probably just a fluke, right?
Yeah. 100%.
But if it's number 3, if it's BV, bacterial vaginosis,
which is a thing,
which is a real thing. If it's got that real chemically smell to it,
it's bad.
That shit ain't going away.
It's bad where it'll take your boner away.
It'll take your boner away, and you won't want to eat. Yeah, and you won't want to go down on her, which is
you won't even want to touch a tuna fucking sandwich.
I don't even want to fuck a girl, even if I don't have to eat her out or touch her pussy. I don't want to fuck her if her pussy has this bacterial vaginosis. It's
unfortunate, and there are funky sack cocks out funk. But
are there?
Yeah.
Where does your cock funk come from?
Well, I mean,
it's the name of this episode, by the way.
Where does your cock funk? I mean, it's just like a sweaty.
It's like you're talking about French cheese. Sir, where does this cock funk?
Oh my God.
Where does this cock funk originate from? What region in France?
Do you get your dick cheese cock, from? Dude? If you don't shower for 2 days, your cock smells like shit.
But that's an easy fix. That's a lifestyle fix. A girl with bacterial vaginosis, that's something in her innards,
Yes.
So if
bacterial vaginosis, that's a tough one. I mean, what I don't think I've.
I mean, I just
do.
Hold on, let's look it up.
If I'm being honest, Johnny, if I've run into the bacterial vaginos, I probably never hit that girl up again. Is that wrong?
But what are you supposed to do?
Well, how do you tell her? I'm looking to you, buddy.
Yeah, well, that's okay. Bacterial vaginosis is a vaginal infection caused by bacteria. It is the most common cause of abnormal vaginal discharge that occurs in reproductive age women, right? So most young women who have not gone through menopause yet. Well, there's a solution. You could just, fuck chicks 55 and up. Treatment. Is there a treatment?
Of course, yeah.
For bacterial vaginosis? There's all kinds of bacterial vaginosis treatments.
Of course.
Like it says it's usually an oral pill.
It's an oral pill. All right.
Yeah, and it may go away in a few days on its own. I've been with chicks. I've hooked up with chicks like kind of throughout the years, the same chick. And if she always has a smelly pussy, then that's BV. I don't think it just goes away. And this guy can't bank off of it just going away, I don't think.
No, obviously, because we've all run into girls. I've tried it years apart, even one.
Right.
The second time it was still smelly.
Yeah,
I think, what I've thought to that, though, maybe this could be it. This is what I think sometimes. Because those smelly vagina girls that I've hooked up with, they've all went on to have smelly vagina, relationships with other men, and they didn't care. What if it's the universe or you as a man? I mean, look, pheromones don't match up always.
Right.
Sometimes a girl doesn't smell as good as a girl should,
right?
Because your body's telling you not to reproduce with her. So I think the smelly vagina, part of the time, I sometimes feel like it's like my body rejecting hers as like a possible partner, like we shouldn't reproduce.
Oh, wow.
I think it might be God.
That's interesting. Look, that is kind of the Zen way to look at things, right? Like it's just not meant to be.
Right.
So you're suggesting that maybe Jimmy from Fort Worth needs to just simply
move on. Yeah. The universe is telling you not to put your penis into that vagina. I mean, she could be very promiscuous. She could be having sex with 3 different guys. 2 guys jizz inside of her, and the 3rd guy might use a condom 40% of the time.
Yeah. Or she's a prostitute. Now
she could be a prostitute on the side,
and we're a very pro sex work on this podcast. It's fun. But that's sometimes girls don't want to be with me because of my profession, which is almost as low as a prostitute.
It's just a tad.
It's probably actually lower than a sex worker. Most comedians get paid much less than sex workers.
And if you could make money doing OnlyFans, you would.
100%. Right. Thought about it. Mm-hmm. But look, there are treatments. So I'm reading here, there's plenty of like over-the-counter oral treatments you can take to kind of restore your pH balance.
So what are you suggesting? The guy buys one of these and maybe drops it off in a little care package?
He has like a stork that delivers babies that they used to tell people that's how babies get made. Just drop it off. He has a carrier pigeon drop off BV medication at this chick's work. No, so that is the good question, though. How do you tell her that her vagina smells? Well, look, man, I, for one, will tell a chick that.
Anonymous phone call. Make one of your friends call her from a block line, leave a message. Oh, my
God. That's brilliant. Have her call from somebody, or even better, if he's from out of the country.
Right.
Shoot her a text over WhatsApp or something, a random phone call, a random text message. Oh, my God. Hey, this is your ex. Maybe because she'll think it's an ex. Yeah. Be like, hey, I just want you to know your vagina smells really bad.
It's rancid. You should do something about it.
Hey, are you like douching yourself with battery acid?
Because
that's what you're...
Did
that's what your pussy smells like.
Did you gerbil and forget that the gerbil was in your vagina and it died or maybe had babies and now it smells terrible?
Gerbiling's a verb. Hey,
did you gerbil?
Have you been gerbling recently?
Have you been gerbiling because
have you been Richard Gearing recently?
Did you Richard Gere a little gerbil up your cunt and because it smells
because it smells like a hamster, a gerbil cage that hasn't been changed in a few weeks. It smells like a fish tank that hasn't been cleaned.
Done. And after you do that, she'll know. She will know. There was a girl that I used to know that had like fucking terrible teeth, and I really thought about just texting her from a random number and being like, "Hey, I just want to let you know that like you're really pretty, but you should floss because you have so much tartar buildup. It's kind of like ridiculous."
That's fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
How does a bitch just not notice she has tartar? Was she from like Argentina or England or something?
She was an American girl smoker, but beautiful bartender.
She was a cigarette smoker.
I slept with her, yeah.
Cigarette smoker. Yeah, that's disgusting. But that's almost, I think that's almost worse because there is a possibility that if you have smelly cunt syndrome, that you, as the Harvard Medical Journal dubbed it, you're not aware of it. You should be aware of a gross mouth. Like you're walking around. I know that I have coffee breath right now, right? Yeah. But so you should know when you have tartar buildup, right? There is, if you have a bacterial vaginosis and your vagina smells all the time, it's possible you're just not aware of it because you can shower, take care of it, and it still smells.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So, dude, I think really level with her. Like if we're coming, what do we always say in this podcast? What do we always say in the 2 episodes we do in this podcast? no fear of loss, freedom in a relationship, right? Freedom comes from honesty. The truth will set you free, and letting go of expectations and being willing to lose.
Right.
What you want from this girl is to date her. You want her vagina to not smell like somebody took a shit in it.
Oh my God, dude.
So you want it to not smell. You want it to not attract flies.
I think. Oh my God.
Okay. So in all seriousness,
what about
be
the old
honest
finger?
with her.
What about the old finger and you make her smell it? You think that's like, it's like a dog, you know?
Shove it under her fucking nostrils.
You're like, do you smell that? Does that smell healthy? You should be like, and if she's like,
it's like
denies
you rub a dog's nose and it's
exactly. If she
house.
denies it, dude, then she's like, I don't smell it. No, it smells fine.
Well, then, bitch, I think you have COVID.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe she has COVID. She can't smell.
Then you find out.
That
she
makes
goes
total
treatment
sense.
now. You know.
Yeah, everything's all good.
Yeah.
But now I'm assuming she's vaxxed,
right?
Because we're a pro-vaccine podcast. I would very lovingly, and every dude in the world could disagree with me, but I've told women this before, a few women. And to be honest, I didn't want to date them, so this is kind of different, right? Like, I wanted to hook up with them, but I didn't really care about dating them. I think you very lovingly have to say, oh, you can't do that, can you?
Just tell her that
You're like,
she
babe,
has a smelly vagina.
Babe, this is a good one. Say, babe, I'm really worried about you. I think no.
Think so?
No. I remember I was dating a girl one time, my girlfriend, and her pussy smelled wrong. Like something was wrong with it.
So you're like, hey, go get checked.
And I had to go, and I said, babe, I think something's wrong. She smelled it. She smelled it. Goes, oh my God. We took her to the emergency room. She had forgot a tampon up there.
Oh my God.
Which is common. That's how this
you
guy
save a life. Toxic shock syndrome.
Have you heard of that? This guy could frame it this way. Be like, oh my God, babe, I think there's something. Is there something wrong? Like maybe you have an infection.
I think she's going to group chat that, and then every single one of her friends is going to be like, break up with that fucking piece of shit. He told you that he was worried about you because your vagina smelled. What a piece of shit.
Well, hey,
break up with him. He's a pussy. He can't. That's what girls will say. Like, he can't handle pussy. Like, he doesn't like
you
pussy.
Can't handle me at my smelliest? No, you smelly fucking sow. Get your twat checked.
Could be just because she enjoys like hot Cheetos, like I mentioned.
No.
It could be that it's a dietary thing. It's a dietary thing.
I've eaten the pussy. I've eaten some of the most immaculate Argentine pussy from a chick that smokes Lucky Strikes.
Okay.
Like it's a vape pen, and it's that doesn't really affect
just genetics.
I used to think it's just, and so what this girl will do, if she sounds like a real one, I have no idea. I'm hoping for the best. She'll go to the doctor, and the doctor will say, oh, no, there's nothing wrong with you, but you might have bacterial vaginosis, and then you take it from there. And then the doctor suggests an oral treatment, and you take it from there.
All right. Well,
that's probably not going to work.
Good luck,
that's
dude.
probably not going to work. So you can either keep it honest, you can lie and have your buddy send in a text. The anonymous text works, or as my man Leo said, as the Taoists would say, move on because she ain't for you.
She might be the other one. But tell her. But if we're keeping it simple, just tell her.
Yeah, but lie and say, you frame it in a way that like you're worried about her health.
Yeah, be like, hey, I don't know if it smells. It smells a little bit different than you normally smell. You know, maybe something like that. Say,
2 out of 3 times. Hey, babe, it smells like how you normally smell.
It smells like it's
rancid.
Like 2/3 of the time you smell terrible. So,
but if one of the times it didn't smell, there's hope.
There is hope. You have hope, buddy. You have hope.
Best of luck. Thanks, Jim.